Welcome back to my next concept and analysis video. So for today's topic, we're going to go over 5 ways to get a handle on your emotions. I think this is a pretty good thing to cover because, in our everyday lives, we're also committed to so many different tasks, and keeping our emotions in check is vital on the path to achieving our goals and staying focused on the right things, okay? So these 5 simple tips are very productive in allowing you to stay clear-minded when you may get busy in your life and a lot of things are coming your way. So we're just going to go through each point. We're going to explain each step and then break it down how to apply it practically. Okay. So with the first step here, the first one starts with let it out. Emotions like to linger. Sometimes you have to kick them out. Bottled up feelings of sadness or anger can sap your energy and interfere with your relationships and other areas of your personal and professional life. So let people know when something's bothering you. If you're having trouble verbalizing, try purging yourself of intense emotions by pouring them out in a journal. So this is a pretty good advice. If there's some emotions that you're dealing with, we don't want to suppress our emotions. By suppressing our emotions, they can come back bigger and badder. You may be able to push them away for a bit, but they'll resurface even worse later. So the key is you want to integrate your emotions. And what do we mean by integration? Integration means you're going to use your emotions in completing your activities. So a good example can be someone who goes to the gym and likes to work out. If they're dealing with emotions of anger, anger is, a socially appropriate and acceptable thing to show in the gym, and it's a good way to release it too, isn't it? When someone's trying to push for a heavier weight than they've lifted before, they can use that anger, channel it, visualize it, and release it to get it out of their system, as opposed to, being upset and just being quiet about it, not talking about it. So another good thing to let out your emotions could be finding a mentor, someone you can trust, who can give you good feedback and has your best interest at heart, someone you can confide in. That's also another good way to release some emotion, by sharing it with them and having them provide you with some feedback and maybe some closure on some things that happened to you, okay? So step 2, this has to do with counting, right? So this is a practical step. Count to 10, it says. Emotions are powerful and they can surface at any time, at work, at the grocery store, out with friends, at the dinner table. When you find yourself in emotionally charged situations, step away and count to 10 before you say or do anything. This will give you a chance to calm down, assess the situation, and consider the possible positive and negative consequences of your reactions and comments. So yeah, as it says, the method of counting to 10 when you feel yourself becoming, let's say, emotionally out of control, like you're going to act out of emotion rather than logic. It's a nice way to create a buffer between yourself and that initial reaction you have, so you don't act on it immediately. And, that little time gap can give you, a period to cool down and assess things for what they are, not what you're feeling they are, because our emotions can cloud our judgment at times. So it could be a good step just to help you stay clear-minded when you're feeling emotionally charged. Counting to 10 is a good one. Even if you want to visualize something at that time, maybe you have an image in your mind before you get into these circumstances that you can bring to your mind and visualize it, and it can make you feel very positive and good and kind of get your mind out of that zone that you're in at that time. That could be pretty good as well. So really this comes down to creating a buffer between you and the stressful situation triggering you, okay? And then that can help us engage our rational, logical side rather than the emotional aspect of ourselves, which can cause us to overreact at times. So step 3 is say when. Emotions love overachievers. If you have a tendency to take on too much, watch out. Resist the temptation to be Wonder Woman or Superman by handling everything on your own. Ask for a helping hand. Break large projects, into smaller portions and delegate, even if they are just small tasks, and do it before you get overwhelmed. Learning how to recognize and express your limits is vital to avoiding meltdowns. So say when has to do with dealing with burnout, right? We could work very hard towards our goals, and if we don't take enough care to reflect on how we're progressing, you know, we can get to points where we've just had enough, and then everything is too much. Even little things can become too much to us. That's what a burnt out mental state really is like. So instead of going 100% all of the time, maybe it's reasonable to be at like 85 or 90% consistently, because you can maintain that pace for a longer period of time and avoid these burnout stages where you have to take a lot of time off something you're working on, or remove yourself from it completely, or, you know, get turned off by some things you're working on that you loved initially, right? To do like whatever it is, hobbies or projects that you're working on. So yeah, while it's good to work hard on things and help others where you can, you have to be honest with yourself about your own limits, how much energy you have, mental energy, emotional energy to give at those times, okay? And yeah, know when to draw your boundaries in certain things. Step 4, talk to yourself. Emotions are sneaky. One minute you're fine, the next you feel yourself sliding downhill. Where it creeps in, something or maybe several things didn't go as well as you'd hoped, and you're headed down a dark path. Before you get too far into the darkness, talk it out with yourself. Ask yourself what you can learn from the situation and how you can plan more effectively for similar challenges in the future. So what can we learn about talk to yourself? This has to do with positive self-talk, something I've talked about in my other videos. So, you know, a practical aspect of getting yourself out of some negative emotions is, you know, just reflect on the situation in a positive light. As it said, what can you learn from it? What positives can you take away from it? That's what you're going to put your mind to. And that's what you're going to remind yourself for next time so you can improve. So, you know, when you feel yourself getting down, see what you can take away from the situation to improve yourself for the next time, rather than just focusing on the worst aspects of it. All right. So talk to yourself in a positive way to get yourself feeling better. And the 5th and final step is fuel up. Emotions don't play fair. They attack you when you're most vulnerable, when your schedule is packed with events, chores, and responsibilities. Make sure you first take care of basic needs like food, water, sleep, and exercise. You'll find it much easier to stay calm, cool, and collected when you're exercising regularly, eating healthy meals, and getting enough sleep. Yeah, so it seems like our ability to manage our emotions comes back to our sense of self-esteem, okay? So the higher our self-esteem, the more confident and resilient we're going to feel, and the more willing we're going to feel to take on challenges. And that's going to increase our emotional resilience, right? So when things come our way, we're feeling confident, like, yep, we got this. Doesn't matter what's happening. I'm confident in myself. You know what I mean? Like if you're someone who likes to take care of your looks, like I feel good, you know, I feel confident about myself. Things are going my way. I'm achieving my goals. It can give you some extra strength to push through some challenges in your life, right? And, you know, the basic necessities, obviously that helps you managing stress levels, right? Like having a good nutritious diet, making sure you're eating when you should, getting enough sleep. So these things are very important. You know, people who go through like periods of sleep deprivation, not getting enough sleep, or who are on, maybe they're fasting through hardcore diets, they're likely to be more stressed, and then different emotions that come their way could be more intense than usual. So self-care is something you should really practice, guys, overall in managing your emotions too, above the other steps. Just helps give you that extra edge to stay on top of them. Okay, so these are the 5 simple steps to follow in getting a handle on your emotions. I really hope outlining these simple steps gave you some perspectives for the next time you feel yourself getting emotionally overwhelmed. And go ahead and apply them and let me know what you think about these steps in the comment section down below.
You know what, Tom? No sex for a month! I swear to see how you play the game after that!
It wouldn't make much of a difference.
God! No, you like me!
Don't feel bad.
Damn it! phone call. I hung up the phone call. I hung up the goddamn phone call. Stupid. I hung up the phone call. You said to finish the phone call. You said to hang up the phone call. I hung up the phone call. You said to finish the phone call. You said to finish the phone call and hang up the phone call. You said to finish the phone call and hang up the phone call. I hung up the phone call. I finished the phone call. You said to finish the phone call and hang up the phone call. I finished the phone call. I hung up the phone call. That's what you said to do. You said to finish the phone call and hang up the phone call. You said to finish the phone call and hang up the phone call. That's what you said to do. I did that. I did what you said. I did what you said. I hung up the phone call. You said to finish the phone call. I did what you said. I did what you said. I did what you said. I finished the phone call. I hung up the phone call.
Wow.
I finished the phone call. I hung it up.
Repeating herself
I
a
did
lot.
what you said. I did what you told me to do, and you're still doing it. That's wrong. I did what you told me to do. I hung up the phone call. I did what you said to do. I hung up the phone call, and I did what you said to do.
Oh my
And I
God.
had $75 to buy something, and you're throwing me out. And that's you're throwing me. I hung up the phone call. I finished my phone call, and I hung it up. I did what you on the board that ready. I hung up my phone call. You said to hang it up. You said to finish my phone call. I did what you said to do. That was wrong. Now I gotta go on the board that ready and get fixed. That's not right. It's not fair.
Don't touch it. Get out. Get out. I got her video. I got her video. I got her video.
The phone. You said finish the phone call, and I did what you said.
Yeah, don't worry. Yeah.
So in those video clips, we saw some pretty strong displays of emotion. And what we could see is that when those people failed to take control of their emotions, what happened? You know, they acted in ways which made things even worse. So you could really see how applying these steps could stop people from getting to those stages, those examples. So, you know, in a lot of those situations, the best thing to do was probably just walk away and ignore what was going on in those circumstances. But the people chose to engage and ignore their emotional state and try to have an argument at that time. And, you know, when someone is so highly emotionally fueled, that's never really going to go well. So yeah, I hope you could learn a few things from those examples and these tips. Thanks very much for watching my video, and please share your thoughts down below in the comment section. Thank you.